Stay tuned as we take a look at this Marvel Legends Mr. Fantastic from the brand new Super Skrull Build-A-Figure wave. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. Today we are taking a look at this brand new Super Skrull Build-A-Figure wave, aka the Fantastic Four wave. And who else than to start with than Mr. Fantastic himself, Reed Richards, looking very nice in the packaging in this more updated modern day comic book costume. Now he does come with some interchangeable hands, which are not that great, but we'll get into that in a minute, and also a leg to build the Super Skrull. So same old Marvel Legends packaging. There's a picture of Reed Richards from the recent comics on the side. On the back we're getting another promo shot, a little bio that reads, Reed Richards is a brilliant scientist with the ability to stretch his body into any shape. And then as always, here we have a list of all the figures in this wave you need to build the Super Skrull Build-A-Figure. Today we're reviewing Mr. Fantastic. So again, this is a more updated version of Mr. Fantastic, but of course I will compare him to the previous Walgreens release. So without further ado, let's get him open. So here we have Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, out of the box. Looking very nice, to be fair. Not the biggest fan of this updated modern day costume. I do prefer the all blue, but this one seems to be a black and blue, maybe a really dark navy. Either way, it looks okay. He does come with some interchangeable elongated fingers, which we're not too sure about. Again, if you remember salad fingers from the early days of the internet, that's what these remind me of. But we'll have a look at these in a minute. And he, of course, comes with a Build-A-Figure piece for the Super Skrull Build-A-Figure. So we have a leg for him. So of course, subscribe to the channel, come back as I always review the Build-A-Figure last. But as I said, today we're looking at Mr. Reed Richards. So I do like the colours, it's just not my favourite outfit. It's not the design that I think of when I think Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four logo on the front though is a brighter blue than the blue on the costume itself. There is a bit more detail on the back with these lines. And to be fair, the paintwork on mine does seem fine, doesn't seem too sloppy. There might be a little dash of blue there, but maybe I can chip that away. The only unique sort of piece on this is his shoes. He's like he's wearing football boots or golf shoes, as he's got these little studs. Now this must be comic accurate, because I have no reason why Hasbro would do that otherwise. It doesn't make him difficult to stand by any means, but it is an interesting design choice nevertheless. It must be from the comics. Again, someone reading the comics can let me know, as I do think this is from the recent 2018 Dan Slott line of sort of comics with the Fantastic Four, when he sort of left Spider-Man and went to Fantastic Four. But either way, it does look like Reed Richards. I do think it could be the same face sculpt that we've previously got, just now as obviously he's got his beard and he's got a bit more grey in there as well. But he's still got that one eyebrow, like the people's elbow from The Rock. But yes, let's try these fingers, shall we? So hands pop out easily, and these pop in nice and simple. Now, when we think of Mr. Fantastic, we think of more fantastical, pun intended, gimmicks than we do the giant salad fingers, but it does demonstrate his powers, I guess, a little bit, and it doesn't look too bad. I'm sure you can get this guy into some freaky poses, but again, this must be based on a comic sort of panel or a specific time he used these elongated fingers in the comics. Otherwise, Hasbro, just, I don't know what you're doing. But it serves its purpose, I guess. They look like long fingers. That's what Mr. Fantastic does, as you can see there. A little bit creepy, and again, salad finger vibes. Old people that remember the early days of the internet will know what I'm talking about there. But yeah, while we're zoomed in, again, the Fantastic Four logo is a little bit brighter blue compared to the rest of the outfit. And then, as I said, there's a close-up of that head sculpt, which is a decent head sculpt. And again, he's doing the people's eyebrow. And then a little bit of grey to show his age, a more wiser Reed Richards. But as you can see, it is the same body as the previous Walgreens exclusive. Obviously, this time the arms just don't pop out as they don't need to. But the rest of the design is just the black or the dark navy and then the blue. The articulation everywhere it should be. Double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, decent ankle pivot. There's a swivel at the waist. You've got the diaphragm crunch. You've got the upper thigh swivel. You got the upper bicep swivel, decent articulation on the head. So again, to be fair, for a male book, for a Marvel Legend, this is sound. Honestly, it's what you want it to be. No complaints in with that at all. Let's see if we can get him to balance on one foot, even with those sort of football boots. Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. Knowing my look on screen when I actually want to do something fun. I'm not the guy you go to for posing, but maybe I thought I could get him to pose on my table. Come on, Reed. Come on, don't embarrass me. Yay, it worked. There you go. So Reed Richards balancing on one foot with his elongated fingers. Not looking bad at all. So let's compare him to the previous Walgreens exclusive Reed Richards and see what we think. So here we have our Marvel Legends Reed Richards comparison, and even though he's got the studs on his shoes, they do still stand at about the same height. As you can see, they share the exact same body mold, just different paint scheme. Both quite decent, to be fair. It's just pick your preference. I still prefer the old school look, but this modern one is growing on me the more I look at it. And the head sculpts are the same sort of facial sculpt, it seems, just drastically different paint jobs. And of course, this one has the beard and he has the sort of quiff, where this guy, he has the sort of flick of the hair. But I'll zoom in and show you that and see if we can get those face sculpts swapped. So for anyone wondering, you can obviously swap the two head sculpts. So if you wanted your Reed Richards to have a beard on his more classic outfit, you can do that. Or maybe you prefer this more modern costume, but you want your Reed Richards to be clean shaven, you can do that as well. Either or, both work. They share the same body. Decent. And of course, I'll compare Reed Richards to the rest of the Fantastic Four in their new modern costumes once I've opened them for review. But for now, here is Reed next to two members of the Illuminati with Professor Charles Xavier and Iron Man Tony Stark. And these look really good together, to be fair. Tony Stark is appropriately a little bit taller since he is wearing a suit of armour. But yeah, these three look really nice. So there we have it. Final thoughts. I do really like this Reed Richards. Yes, these finger effects are a little bit funny, but to be fair, the more I pose around, the more I quite like them. And I always say I like accessories that demonstrate a figure's and character's abilities. And this may be a goofy way to do it, but they do display his stretchiness. So I do think you'll be able to get this guy in some good poses. It would have been great to have some more accessories, but at least we got some that are different to the previous Reed Richards we got. So yeah, looks quite funny, but it has grew on me. And again, I do like this modern day costume as well. It's growing on me the more I look at it. I'm sure once he's standing next to the rest of the Fantastic Four, he'll look great. So you let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you a fan of this outfit of the Fantastic Four? Do you like these elongated finger effects? Really curious to hear your thoughts, and always. And of course, make sure you stick around and please, 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 hit that subscribe button, as I am going to be reviewing every other figure in this Super Skrull Build-A-Figure wave, so we can see what the rest of the Fantastic Four look like together. And if you want to support the channel even more, then go over to Patreon, where you get all of my reviews first, at least 24 hours before anyone else. I put them on Patreon just for anyone who wants to support the channel. Much appreciated. But until then, people, my name has been Dan W, and I shall see you on the next one.